I think I can beat anybody. That's just my mentality. I think I can beat anybody. So, I mean, obviously there's better guys that are better matchups for me than others. But that being said, I don't think there's anyone.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? AZPlow21 back again with another pay-per-view here in our UFC save on WMMA 5. And here today, out of all the Eminem songs, ouch. Here today, we have UFC 261 McGregor versus Gillespie. All right, a big card on tap for us here today. And I mean, the promo only went over the two main event guys. But we've got another, championship fight on this card, and we have the return of a legend in Ronda Rousey. UFC 261 McGregor versus Gillespie, brought to you here by AZPlow21. Here are the prelims here today, and then here is the main card. Frank Mir taking on Travis Brown. Tony Ferguson taking on Moicano in the lightweight division. The returning Ronda Rousey taking on Juliana Pena. Marlon Moraes taking on Piotr Jan in the bantamweight division for the bantamweight championship of the world. And then finally for the lightweight championship of the world, a surging Gregor Gillespie taking on the king in CONOR McGregor. Thank you for watching, whether you're on YouTube or you are on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, be sure to leave a like on the video. Subscribe down below, leave a comment, and be sure to follow me on my Twitch channel, AZPlow21. Follow me on there, catch a stream, much like I'm doing right now. All right. Everything is taken care of. All of our emails, all the news is looked after. All that's left to do is get right on to the fights. So let's go ahead and do so. UFC 261 McGregor versus Gillespie. Let's get to it. Of course, taking place in Nevada, Las Vegas. No other place a McGregor fight really could be other than maybe Ireland or the UK. All right, McGregor versus Gillespie. Time to get this one going. Also return of legendary heavyweight fighter Frank Mir and Travis Brown. I mean, they're not returning. It's not their return fight. They've been back already. So, they're, and I think they're both coming off wins. So, a big deal nonetheless, veterans of the Octagon for sure, but definitely not our main event, and definitely not our first prelim either. As we go ahead and get the night started with the flyweights as soon as this loads up. All right, first prelim of the night: Matheus Nicolau taking on Ben 10 Win. Nicolau coming off 2 straight wins over Acevedo and Jared Brooks. He's ranked number 16 in the flyweight division. Ben 10 Win, number 11 in the flyweight division, coming off 3 straight wins in deep. He was the deep flyweight champion, making his return to the UFC here today. And your winner via unanimous decision is Matheus Nicolau. Unanimous decision victory for the 28-year-old, getting his 16th win of his career, getting his 10th loss. As we keep it right here in the flyweight division, Jared the Monkey God Brooks taking on Magomed Bibulatov. Bibulatov 15-3 coming into this fight, 1-3 in the UFC, coming off a loss to Kai Kara France. I mean, he's riding a 3-fight losing streak, but he's ranked, so kind of have to keep him. These flyweights, they're hard to come by. I don't know on board. How's it going, sir? Glad you could join. And Monkey God Brooks, number 20 in the division, coming off 2 straight losses over tough opponents in Alex Perez and Matheus Nicolau. Brooks the slight favorite, and Jared Brooks gets the win via unanimous decision. Bibulatov now his 4th straight loss here in the UFC. That is a tough scene for him. Tyler No Shoes, how much have I missed? We are just on our second prelim. You missed the hype package. Wasn't anything special. But we are here for McGregor versus Gillespie. Everyone just starting to trickle in now that, You know, the hype package is already played and whatnot. It is what it is. Martina Cech taking on Macy Chiasson in the bantamweight division. Chiasson is 7-3, a huge favorite in this one, coming off 2 straight losses to Renault and Maknat Kina. Former Ultimate Fighter winner, of course. She is taking on Martina Cech, 35-year-old, undefeated at 5-0-1, coming off 2 straight wins in Invicta. Making her UFC debut, and Macy Chiasson wins via unanimous decision, improving to 8-3, giving Cech her first loss in her career. And she would like to fight Liana Jojua in her next contest. Staying here in the bantamweight division, Pani Kianzad taking on Julija Stoliarenko. Stoliarenko 12-3-1. Number 21 in the bantamweight division, coming off a win over Edion Gomez. And Kianzad, number 18 in the division, coming off a win over Carol Hosa. I don't know on board hates Macy. Why do you hate Macy Chiasson? Is it the short hair that does it for you? Is it how tall she is? What is it? I'm sure she could beat me up, so I have nothing to say. And Pani Kianzad, bringing it back home to Sweden. I'm sure Azatik is out there somewhere, super excited. Split decision, so very close in this all-European affair. And she says that she would like to fight Macy Chiasson. That'd be a pretty interesting matchup, considering I think Chiasson's like a big 4 inches taller than her. Her ego and the fact she always tries to say she's better than people. I know she got into hot water a couple months ago because she was trying to bring down Valerie Lareda because Valerie Lareda is a very attractive female mixed martial artist. And the fact that she's, on Instagram posting pictures of her body, which is obviously a very attractive, and people are going to like it, and she's going to get clout because of it. Chiasson, in my opinion, is just super salty and is like, oh, she's selling her body because she wants clout, and because of that, people are going to want to see her fight more. Well, it's like, well, yes. Why wouldn't you use the tools that you have available to you in order to up your popularity and make people want to see your fights? That's just smart on her part. You know what I mean? I mean, if Macy looked as good looking as Valerie Lareda, she would probably be doing the same thing, honestly. Moving on, Virna Jandiroba taking on Harika Tiburcio in the strawweight division. Tiburcio, 3 inches shorter than Jandiroba. Coming in after winning her first 2 fights here in the UFC over Suri Kondo and Randa Marcos, she finds herself ranked number 19 in the division. And Jandiroba, 3-2 in the UFC, coming off a loss over Jessica Aguilar, but before that, 3 straight wins: Mallory Martin, Cynthia Calvillo, and Randa Marcos. And your winner via split decision is Virna Jandiroba. Fight was rated as being decent. Jandiroba thinks it should have been a unanimous decision. Fair enough. As we move on, Marlon Chito Vera, who in real life is scheduled to fight against Sean O'Malley, takes on Sergio the Phenom Pettis, current Bellator fighter, but I brought him back here in this save. Pettis 9-5 in the UFC, last coming off a win over Ricky Bandejas in Bellator, so this is his first fight back in the UFC. And Chito Vera, ranked number 25 in the division, coming off 2 straight tough losses against Rob Font and Casey Kenny. And your winner in this bantamweight match is Sergio the Phenom Pettis via TKO in round number 2. You'd imagine maybe Sergio's going to be ranked after this. Marlon, certainly not. He praises Vera for his skill and his toughness. Moving on, in the prelims, another bantamweight fight as Nathaniel, the Prospect Wood, takes on Casey Kenny. Fighting out of Tucson, Arizona, Casey Kenny, as you just saw, coming off that win over Marlon Chito Vera. He lost to Eddie Wineland, but it was taken away because of a drug test failure. And he also lost to Merab Davalishvili. As for Nathaniel, 4-2 in the UFC, ranked number 21 in the division. He's coming off a win over Brett Johns and then a loss to Ray Borg. And your winner in this bantamweight contest is Nathaniel the Prospect Wood via knockout. Less than 2 minutes into round number 1. Wood gets a big win here today. All right, in the bantamweight division, Yana Kunitskaya taking on Marina Makhnatkina. 6-2 is Makhnatkina, the slight favorite in this one, ranked number 20 in the division, coming off a win over Macy Chiasson. And Kunitskaya, ranked number 12 in the division, coming off 3 straight losses to Aspen Ladd, Sarah McMahon, and GDR. Some very tough competition, admittedly. Kunitskaya, the underdog, but I feel like she might take it. Makhnatkina a little bit bigger. As your winner via TKO is Yana Kunitskaya, bringing it back home to Russia and getting a very much well-needed win there. All right, getting close to the main card now as TJ Grant takes on Jim Miller in the lightweight division, a battle of the veterans here as we get closer to the main card. Jim Miller, of course, veteran of the Octagon, last coming off a win over Damir Ismagulov. Before that, losing to Scott Holtzman and beating Evan Dunham. His opponent, ranked number 21, TJ Grant, coming off a win over Carlos Diego Fajeda via split decision, and then a split decision loss to Rustam Kabalov. And your winner in this prelim bout is Jim Miller via submission rear naked choke in round number 1. It was a great fight. Love to see that. Jim Miller getting right back in the win column and calling out Nasrat Hakparast. Interesting call out, calling a prospect to fight against him. And now our featured prelim here today, Kevin the Angel of Death Aguilar taking on Yair El Pantera Rodriguez. Yair in real life, of course, is probably going to be fighting either Korean Zombie or maybe Zabit, that if Zabit isn't already fighting for the title. However, in game, a little bit of an up and down for him. He started out by losing to Zabit, beating Arnold Allen, and now he's coming off a loss over Chad Mendez. Ranked number 12 in the division, he's taking on Kevin Aguilar, number 14 in the division. He's coming off a loss to Darren Elkins, but then a knockout victory over Josh Emmett gets Aguilar right back into the driving seat. Pantera, big favorite here, but he's rocking with no fight team. That could prove costly for him. Our final prelim, and your winner via TKO is still Yair Rodriguez, who needs a fight team. Probably has his girlfriend in his corner. And Yair invites everyone to a post-show's winter party, where surely he'll be super excited, having just beaten a top 15 opponent. All right. Face the Pain has played. Everyone has paid their $65 on ESPN Plus or whatever their pay-per-view provider is. It's time for our main card of UFC 261, and our first fight is in the heavyweight division. It's Frank Mir taking on Travis Hoppa Brown. Travis Brown, of course, back in the UFC, 38 years of age. He's coming off a win over Ben Rothwell and then a knockout loss to Cyril Gane. Ranked number 19 in the division. He is taking on Franklin Mir, number 23 ranked in the division, who is coming off a win over Big Ben Rothwell. I mean, it's basically anyone's fight. My guess is Brown will take it, and he doesn't. Wow. Frank Mir goes the distance and wins via unanimous decision. Interesting. Frank Mir praises Brown for his skill and toughness. Frank Mir back in the win column yet again. All right. Tony El Cucuy Ferguson in action in the lightweight division as he takes on Renato Moicano Carnero. Gluttony says, Mir, that's a wee bit late. It is what it is. Big fan of Mir as Gluttony. How are you doing, sir? Moicano or Ferguson? Who do people have here? Moicano, number 7 in the lightweight division, still ranked as a featherweight, number 6 in the world apparently. Gluttony's got Tony. He's coming off a loss to Dariush and then a win over Michael Johnson. El Kukui, 37 years of age. Number 3 welterweight in the world, number 4 lightweight in the world, and number 5 lightweight in the UFC. He's, of course, coming off the loss to Khabib, in that title fight. And then he beat Robbie Lawler. And now Tony, taking on Moicano here today, could set himself up for a very, very, very interesting matchup should he win here tonight. Oh, wow! And your winner via TKO is Moicano Carnero. Wow. 31 seconds is all it took. Wow. Just destroys Tony Ferguson. And he just thanks his team. Wow. I mean, maybe it was age, 6 years younger. Moicano, the biggest win of his career. As we move right along into a reason that many people will probably be buying this pay-per-view, if this was a real thing. Ronda Rousey making her return to the octagon against a woman who in her own right has had a little bit of a hiatus going, Juliana Pena. Ronda with her elite boxing says, I don't know, on board. So here's the thing. Juliana Pena was setting herself up for possibly a title fight. Beat Holly Holm in her first fight. And I was like, you know what? If she wins her next fight, she's probably going to fight for the title. But then she went on a hiatus. And this is her first fight since April of 2020. It's currently April of 2021, so a full year off. And of course, we all know about Ronda Rousey. Retired after those 2 straight losses to Holly Holm and then Amanda Nunes. She's already ranked number 8 in the division. And Pena is ranked number 10. Rowdy Ronda Rousey back in action, and she's a huge favorite as well. Gluttony says Ronda via decision. I feel like it'll be a submission victory for Rousey. Let's see. In her return to the octagon, she loses. Oh no! Not again. Wow. Juliana Pena defeats Ronda Rousey via TKO in round number 2. Wow. And Rousey went to an actual gym. She went to Jackson Wink. Pena might just be that good, and she doesn't even have a fight team. Wow. Okay. Juliana Pena says it was a tough fight. Gives a show of respect to Ronda Rousey. Wow. So let's pull this up. So right now we have McMahon as our number 1 contender, and then Ladd and Landsberg. But I feel like beating Ronda in her return fight, and then especially considering she had beaten Holm already, that might warrant a title shot. I feel like that definitely warrants a title shot. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to go ahead and put her name down. Pena. Co-main event of the evening for the UFC Bantamweight Championship of the World. Piotr No Mercian taking on our Bantamweight Champion of the World, Marlon Moraes. Piotr Jan, only 1 fight in this save, and it was against Pedro Munoz. Beat him via TKO. still undefeated in the UFC. And he was already scheduled to fight for the title back when Cejudo was still champion. But he got injured. Marlon Moraes stepped in. And then that's how Moraes ended up as champion. Of course, Marlon Moraes coming off the win over Jose Aldo. Of course, I went to that show. Beat Corey Sandhagen via TKO. And then beat Cejudo to get the title back on the Cormier versus Ngannou pay-per-view. AZ seeing all the potential money he could have made off Ronda go up in flames, summed up in 2 words. Oh no. Yeah, that's basically what Dana White was probably thinking when she got murked by Nunes. It is what it is. All right. Piotr Jan is the slight favorite. Our co-main event for the Bantamweight Championship of the world. Let's get it going. Herb Dean is your referee. AZ Palaio takes a sip of his watered-down Sprite, and we are underway. Jan goes to the body with a spin kick. Coming forward and engaging. Right hook. Connects cleanly with the right hand. Moraes hunching his shoulders, apparently. Not sure why. Jan using his reach to his advantage. Moraes is limping slightly. Those leg kicks getting to him. Jan didn't really use the leg kicks very much. Left hand lands for Moraes. Moraes connects with the left hand. Uh-oh. Moraes collapses from that blow. Jan quickly pounces. Jan pounds away. The referee pulls Jan away, stopping the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 59 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO and new undisputed UFC Bantamweight Champion of the World, Piotr No Mercy Jan. New Bantamweight Champion, Piotr Jan. Marlon Moraes had the belt for just one fight. It is what it is. Piotr Jan celebrates his UFC Bantamweight title win, calls it one of the greatest moments in his career, I am sure. All right. Main event time. The notorious Conor McGregor taking on Gregor the Gift Gillespie in our main event. Now, Gregor Gillespie, of course, we saw him in real life. He got just destroyed by Kevin Lee via knockout. Then he went on a tear. Boom, James Vick. Boom, Charles de Bronx Oliveira. And then boom, Al Iaquinta. And he just dominated all three of them, too. Submission, unanimous decision 30-27. And then unanimous decision 50-45 on all scorecards. Dana will retire if McGregor gets dropped. I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance, you know? These things happen. The notorious Conor McGregor. His first defense of the title. Beating James Vick isn't an achievement, I guess. But it's the fashion in which he beat all three of them, you know? And I mean, in the rankings, he's up there. Donald Cerrone beat Justin Gaethje in the UK and then knocked out Khabib Nurmagomedov in the first round to win the title. Khabib is still, feeling the effects from that fight. Our main event of the evening. And look at this. McGregor's only a slight favorite. Let's get this going. McGregor versus Gillespie. Uh-oh. Mario Yamasaki, your referee. Always be careful. Touch of gloves. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Takedown attempt from Gillespie, and he gets it. Interesting. Wow, okay. Immediately, Gregor gets a takedown. Gillespie smothers McGregor. Few right hands to the body, and they get stood up. Gillespie goes in for a takedown again, and he takes him down. Side control now. Time runs out on number 1, and Gillespie takes round number 1. Jab lands. Takedown attempt from Gillespie, and he gets it again. Oh no! It could be a long night for McGregor. He thought he had problems with Khabib. Now he's got Gregor wrestling him. Small strikes at McGregor. McGregor goes for the sweep. Couple short punches. Gillespie is equal to all of them. Manages to catch the kick. Gillespie with another takedown here in round number 2. 100% takedown completion. Oh no. Round number 2 ends. And Gillespie took it. Oh boy. McGregor. Gillespie shoots in immediately and gets a takedown. Wow. Gillespie goes to half guard. Oh boy. Gillespie kind of just peppering him. Firmly in place. 2.5 minutes gone in round number 3. Gillespie. Starting to get a little tired. Looks to get him out. Scrambling for position. Gillespie steps back, giving a back control. McGregor looks to strike. Ending in a left high leg kick. Can't connect. Round 3 expires, and Gillespie has apparently taken all 3 of the rounds. This is what Khabib versus CONOR should have been, probably. And Gillespie just takes him down right again. Again, Gillespie just peppering him in his guard, just keeping him busy, wanting to keep McGregor on the ground. And this is how you're going to win the title against him. So be it. 2.5 minutes are gone in round number 4. McGregor needs a stoppage. But if he can't get up, this isn't going to happen. Oh, McGregor's getting pasted. Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to the fight. Wow. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 55 seconds of round number 4, declaring the winner by TKO and new undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Gregor the Gift Gillespie. Wow. I mean, he managed to knock out Khabib in 1.5 minutes. If that doesn't happen, Khabib might have just wrestled him to the end like Gregor was doing. Gregor pops. Oh, that would be terrible. Oh, man. Your new lightweight champion, Gregor Gillespie. That's a very good point, RBM. I really didn't consider if McGregor lost. So that might be what we do next. Look at that gate, though. 21,000 in attendance in Nevada. We just made a star out of Gregor Gillespie. $6 million at the gate. $22 million off pay-per-view. If we divide that by 60, let me bust out my calculator real quick. So 22,346 281 divided by 65 equals. That's not that many pay-per-view buys, to be honest. That's 343,000. Oh well. Yeah, only about 400k pay-per-view buys. So people, we're not feeling Gregor probably. But we have a new star in Gregor Gillespie. 2 new champions. Wow. Popularity increases all around. Let's see. Where are our bonuses going to go? Any great fights? Let's give fight of the night to... Let's give it to the ladies, Kunitskaya and Maknatkina. And then performance bonuses. Moicano for sure. Just beating down on Tony Ferguson. And then Nathaniel Wood, first round knockout. All right. A profit of $26 million, so getting ever closer to that, to the UFC network. Will I do anything after this? Yes. I have the whole entire day to myself, so I'm going to be doing the booking stream right now. But right now, we're going to go ahead and update our rankings, take a look at our emails, all that good stuff, and then we are going to go ahead and end this episode. What a pay-per-view. Wow. So, Gillespie needs performance bonus. I mean, he was kind of boring up until that point, to be fair. He was kind of boring. He got a TKO, but that was probably, mainly because he just had him tired out, really. But, I mean, geez, new lightweight champion, new bantamweight champion. It's all happening here. It's all very exciting indeed. And we are going to go ahead, update our rankings and whatnot. And we have a whole other month of fights to book as well. Super excited for that. Since the last time that I streamed, huge shout outs to the following people who have followed me. We have HH2 News, Slacker Chance, Cryogenic, Cassidy1324, and Scott Batteryman. Thank you guys for the follows. Kind of starting to get up there in followers, 71. It seems like just a couple days ago that it was at 50, and I was super stoked on that, I think we're about to hit 200 subscribers on YouTube, which is pretty cool. Just, keeping the grind going, just, getting it up there, hopefully we hit like one of those, exponential types of growth soon where everyone's seeing the videos and everyone is subscribing, We'll see what happens. Glad you guys decided to join the stream. Glad you guys are watching on YouTube as always. Hope you guys are going to be watching the Benavidez and Figueiredo fight. The prelims, I think, just started. I'm definitely going to be watching the main card later on tonight, hoping that Benavidez wins. Still have a bad feeling. Just watching him get absolutely destroyed by Figueiredo. He was kind of doing good in the first fight. A little bit of a headbutt, and then immediately after just got demolished. Wasn't for the title. Tonight it is. It's official for the Flyweight Championship. It's always exciting when there's a title fight. So, let's go. And then Gastelum versus Hermanson in the co-main. I'm going to be rooting for Gastelum, but I honestly cannot tell you how that fight's going to go. Both guys are coming off losses. Both guys really need a win. So it'll be very interesting to see how that one plays out. Hermanson just got absolutely rocked. This just in, McGregor attacked the new champ's bus. He said, you little Long Island, New York cholo. What do you think of Khamzat Chimaev? Yeah, he looks really good. People are calling him like Habib, not Habib, not Habib, Habib, like Khabig, because he's basically a bigger Habib, and he's a scary dude too. I mean, I'll tell you. He looked good too in his last fight. Definitely going to be interested to see him him fight more. McGregor goes to hospital. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's already going to be fighting soon again. How long is McGregor out for? 3 months. Wow. Okay. He's still high-level international, so it doesn't really hurt his name value all that much. So we're good on that front. Rankings. Let's update our rankings and see what is up. So Frank Mir moves up just one spot. And Travis Brown moves down to number 23. Okay. Light heavyweight, there is no movement. At middleweight, there is no movement. At welterweight, no movement. We, of course, have a new lightweight champion in Gregor Gillespie. And McGregor moves all the way down to number 7. I mean, Nate Diaz. Who is he fighting next? Robbie Lawler, right? Hey. I feel like that's next. Diaz versus McGregor is definitely next. Whatever happens, Diaz versus McGregor is next. 10 days from fight to fight. Yeah, that is insane. So let's see. Yaquinta just lost to Gillespie. That's the only problem. I mean, you got Moicano, who just beat on Ferguson. He's lost to Dariush. Where's Dariush at? Dariush just lost to Yaquinta. Poirier fighting Jeremy Stevens. He just recently lost to Yaquinta. I mean, Carlos Diego Ferreira? No, not really. I feel like Yaquinta might be the fight, right? Maybe one more fight. Maybe Moicano and Yaquinta to see who fights him next. That's what I'm thinking. Because Diego Ferreira... Nope, not number 21 and number 10. You're not going to get a title shot off that. Khabib, when is he back? Khabib is back soon. Now, Khabib... Should Khabib get another title shot, considering there's already a new champion? I'm not 100% sure. He has a right to... Not a right, but he has some kind of claim to, fight again for the title, considering he was just the champion, CONOR lost it. We could do Khabib. When's Gillespie back? 20 days, so he's good to go. He's only low-level national. I figured we had made a star, but maybe not. Khabib versus Gillespie? Because when is Yaquinta and Moicano back? Oh, no. Yaquinta's not back for 6 months. Moicano is back in 13 days after beating Tony Ferguson. But I still feel like he's like one win away. I think we're going to do Khabib. Yep. It's going to be Khabib. So we said Poirier if he wins, but he's fighting Jeremy Stevens, who's a featherweight typically. So let's do Khabib. And then after that, we'll do Poirier Moicano, assuming that Poirier wins against Stevens. That's what I think makes the most sense. Okay. Featherweight, we got Feely fighting for the title already. Love to see it. Middleweight, it's going to be Rory because Till got injured. So Rory McDonald is stepping in. Can you cancel Dustin's fight to give him a shot and have Stevens fight someone else? Well, the thing is, I don't really think... Because with Dustin, he's fighting Jeremy Stevens on the Adesanya Edwards card, and that's like in 2 weeks, so I really can't. But what I'm saying is that fight is soon, so we'll know, if Poirier is good to go to fight Moicano later on. Because he's coming off a win over Ortega, who came up to lightweight, and now he's fighting Stevens, who's coming up to lightweight. And the reason we had to do that is because everyone was already booked up. His only real loss recently is Yaquinta. So I think we're going to give it to Khabib. And then, yep, if Poirier wins, we'll do Poirier versus Moicano. Because Yaquinta's out for a while. When is Conor back? It's 3 months, right? Yep. And then we'll do Conor versus Nate somewhere down the line. And then let's look at the rankings, by the way. Jim Miller ranked at 22. Grant and Makhachev moved down. Tony Ferguson down to 9. McGregor down to 7. All right. Featherweight, Yair moves up to number 9. Kevin Aguilar moves all the way down to number 23. Yikes. Bantamweight, of course, we have a new champion in Piotr Jan. And look who his first challenger is going to be. Oh, boy. Uriah Faber, with a chance to, get a little bit of revenge against Piotr for knocking him out at 245 in what should probably be his final fight. Faber is next in line. After that, Ricky Simone's put on quite a winning streak. Song, Edgar, Garbrandt, Stamen, and then he'd be fighting against Dillashaw next. Cryogenic, what is up, man? Glad you're able to check it out. So this is WMMA 5. As you can see, we've got the UFC here. We're taking care of everything. All the bookings. We just finished our pay-per-view where Conor McGregor just lost to Gregor Gillespie, for the title. Got Corey Sandhagen on a 2-fight winning streak against the Sun Sao and Cruz. He's fighting Adong Song, who himself is coming off not a very impressive winning streak, but, a winning streak amongst itself. And then Henry Cejudo is on hiatus right now. As far as the rankings go, Brett Johns is in at number 25. Casey Kenny moves down to number 23. Nathaniel Wood, after that knockout, is in at number 15. Marlon Moraes, after losing the title, moves all the way down to number 9. Yikes. Everyone, of course, moves up, and Piotr Jan is there as our new champion. Uriah Faber is right there, and he will be challenging him next. When is Jan ready? That is a good question. Try 13 days. We could technically book him for this next upcoming month. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Russia. I'm thinking a Russia card. We haven't had one for a while, and there's no better time for it than here. Especially. No, not you. Especially since Khabib is back. Khabib is back in 27 days. He's good to go. Gregor, also good to go. There we go. So Gregor, Khabib, and then we can also do Jan versus Faber in Russia. Boom. Your main event and co-main event already taken care of. Done deal. That's our pay-per-view in Russia. You love to see it. Sometimes things just work out like that, you know? At flyweight, of course, our champion, Joseph Benavidez, which I hope, pray to the MMA gods, happens tonight. That man has seen way too much pain. Then again, I say this, and this man is married to Megan O'Leary, so it's really hard to feel sorry for him. Jared Brooks moves up to number 17. Eric Shelton, our new signing, in at number 19. Mateus Nicolau in at number 13, moving up. Von Torn moving up a little bit. Ben Wynn moving down. Cryogenic, this game looks so sick, bro. You have to get this game. And once again, if you need help with like the mods and whatnot, if you go to my YouTube channel, which is the same name as it is here, AZPlow21, check out a video that I made which goes over the details of how to like download and install the mods. Super easy. And then once you get it in, like once you get it all installed, this game is super immersive, so fun. Just going over all the signings, you know, booking all the fights and whatnot. It's like an alternative universe, you know? And I can't get enough of this. So that's why I play it like every day. It's Faber's last fight, man. Got to end in California. It's literally in his name. Oh, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Damn. But I don't think that Jan is popular enough to main event a pay-per-view. Low-level national, mid-level regional. Unless I were to just make it like an ABC card. You know what I mean? Who's watching the fights? The prelims are going on right now. Main card doesn't start for another hour or two, I believe. But I'm definitely catching the main card. I can always just rewatch the prelims on ESPN Plus or something. But yeah, hopefully Benavidez comes out on top today, man. Especially considering he got knocked out after his opponent missed weight last time. That's tough. RBM does bring up a very good point. It's Faber's last fight. California crowd. What's Faber's popularity? He could be able to carry it. I feel like he'd be able to carry it himself. Should we just do 2 pay-per-views? Joseph, how's it going, man? Main card's at 5. Thank you. I feel like Faber could carry Peter Yan to a main event of a pay-per-view. Are we going to just do 2 pay-per-views again? Try to get as much money as possible? I think we are. Faber's a company man. He wouldn't care. Yeah, but this is definitely his last time retiring. So it really should be in California. And even if he gets knocked out, which he probably will, you would want it to be in front of his boys in California. You know, California love. All that jazz. Yeah, we're going to do 2 pay-per-views. One in California and then one in Russia for Khabib. Faber is a company man, though. Or should we just do it on TV so that way more people can see it? It would also be his 50th pro fight. Yeah, strong co-main is a good point. But if we just put it on TV, then we wouldn't need as strong of a card. And it would also be in front of more people. So if Jan were to just destroy him like it's expected would happen, he would get a little bit more of a popularity boost. Seems like a fight night to me. Yeah, I think so too. And especially since, you know, it's Faber's last fight, you would want as many eyes on it as possible. Especially since if Jan wins, he'd be getting even more of a popularity boost. That's a fight night card for me. All right, so Nathaniel Wood moving up. Flyweights, Jared Brooks moves up. Women's featherweight, nothing going on. Olga Rubin, she'll be sent down to Invicta. Ione needs to be sent down as well. All right, so women's bantamweight. So, we just saw the return of Ronda Rousey, and she lost. Imagine if Faber wins, then retires. Hey, we already know it's his last fight, but I feel like his last fight, going out with a title fight, that's how he would have wanted it, you know? And then he'll know, like, hey, I wasn't able to get it done. I know now that, you know, it wasn't meant to be. But we're going to give him that title fight. The thing is, if he gets injured and, like, can't make it to the fight, That would be a real bummer. Juliana Pena moves up to number 7 only. But I mean, she's coming off wins over Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey. Now, as far as rankings go, that probably shouldn't warrant a title shot. But as far as like name value goes, beating those two names and the fact that she's mid-level national already, I feel like that definitely warrants a title shot against Amanda Nunes, especially since Aspen Ladd has already fought. She's already fought Nunes recently and lost. So, I think we're going to give it to Juliana Pena. Well, obviously after McMahon. But it's Pena next. Sarah McMahon moves down 1. Kunitskaya up to number 10. Rousey down to number 13. Vieira moves up 1. And Myra Rodriguez, we will need to move down to Invicta. Nothing at women's flyweight. And at women's strawweight, Danielle Taylor debuts at number 25. Let's check our news now. Get Tito on commentary. No thanks. I want people to actually enjoy the fights and not, have their ears, like explode from the stupid stuff that he would probably say. Let's see here. Anybody that is interested. Kasanganai, we were definitely going to re-sign him. Zoila Frausto has retired. Anybody? Let's see. Anybody on a contract? Shauna Dobson, no thanks. Dennis Goltsov, 24-7. Coming off a loss to Usman's brother, interestingly enough. But no thank you. Chase Gormley, no thank you. Yeah, nobody here really interests me too much. Okay, we don't need to have Win on the short list anymore. He's back in the UFC. Same thing with Sergio Pettis. Don't need him on the short list. Coming off a big win over Chito Vera. Is not ranked, by the way. MNC Vision, need to present that. Kasanganay. So let's go ahead and re-up some of these contracts. Yana Kunitskaya coming off a win over Maknat Kina. Before that, small 2-fight losing streak. But you know me, I want to make sure that our female fighters get locked down. 10 fights. Nathaniel Wood, number 15 in the division. Definitely keeping him around. No question. Kevin Aguilar coming off a loss. He's still ranked. Was on a winning streak. Definitely going to give him another run out. Penny Kianzad, same thing. Women's fighter. Lock her down. Jordan Wright, 1-0 in the UFC. Only a couple, not even a couple, just one fight so far. So we'll sign him to that one. We'll be able to cut him if he takes a loss. Mateus Nicolau. Remember that Cyborg is up in a month or after this fight. Ooh, is she fighting tonight in game? I did not see that. I'll have to check that out. Don't know what's going on there. Cornelia Holm from Invicta, 6-1. 3 wins in Invicta. I still feel mid-level regional. I still feel flyweight 6-1. Do you feel like 6-1 and a couple wins in Invicta is warranting of being brought up to the UFC? It's just 2 wins. I mean, she beat Whitmire, who is technically ranked number 1. Skill set doesn't look the best still. Experience is very weak. I feel like we should still... Obviously, we're going to lock her down. But we're gonna keep Cornelia Holm down in Invicta. A bunch of guys that I have on the short list have been booked. Everything else, nothing really doing. What did you see about... Yes, so Cyborg Kavanaugh. I think you're right about that. Yes, the contract expires in 7 months. So not after this fight, but in about a month or so. She will be up for negotiation, at which point we can bring her back. All right. It looks like that is going to do it for this episode. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned. We're going to do our big booking stream, Cryogenic. You'll want to stay tuned for that. You're going to see how, how the applesauce is made, essentially, how we book all the fights and whatnot. But for everyone watching on YouTube, thanks for checking in. AZPlow21, be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe. As always, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Go to my Twitch channel. Leave it with a follow. Catch a stream whenever you can so you can watch the pay-per-views live like everyone in the chat here today. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.